Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ravand English podcast. I'm your host, Brandon, and I'm really happy you're here with me today. In this episode, we are going to talk about something very simple, very physical, and very powerful. Training your mouth to talk. Training your mouth to talk. Many English learners think that speaking is only in the brain, vocabulary, grammar, memory, translation, but there is another part that we sometimes forget. Your mouth, your lips, your tongue, your jaw, and even your breath. If your brain knows the words, but your mouth is not trained, speaking feels slow, heavy, unnatural, and sometimes impossible. Today, I want to show you how to change that. This is not a theory episode. This is a practical episode. An episode you can listen to many times and use like a daily workout for your mouth. So sit comfortably, relax your shoulders, let your jaw be loose, not tight. And let's begin. First, I want you to imagine something. Imagine you want to start going to the gym. Your goal is to be stronger and healthier. You buy new shoes, a gym outfit, maybe even a water bottle. But then you only read about exercise. You watch YouTube videos about exercise. You follow fitness pages on Instagram. You never actually move your body. After 6 months, nothing changes. Of course, nothing changes. Your muscles don't grow for watching. They grow for doing. It's exactly the same with speaking English. You can watch English videos, listen to podcasts, study grammar, memorize vocabulary lists. All of that is good, but your mouth will not change if it doesn't move, my friends. Speaking is a physical skill. Your tongue has to learn new ways to move. It's very important. I say it again. Your tongue has to learn new ways to move. Your lips have to open and close in new patterns. Your jaw has to practice new positions. Your breath has to flow in a different rhythm. At the beginning, this feels strange. Your mouth is used to your first language. It has done those movements for many, many years. So when you speak English, your mouth says, "Hey, this is new. This feels weird. I don't know this." That's why sometimes you know the word, you know the sentence, but it comes out too slow, not clear, or with a lot of tension. There is nothing wrong with you. You just haven't trained the muscle enough. From today, I want you to think like this. My brain learns English and my mouth learns English. You see, both parts need practice. Now, let's talk about something many learners tell me. They say, "Brandon, I speak perfectly in my head, but when I open my mouth, everything disappears." When you speak only in your head, your tongue doesn't move, your lips don't move, your breath doesn't move. Everything stays inside. It feels safe. Yes, it feels safe, my friends. But it also means your mouth never gets real practice. It is like playing piano only in your imagination. How's that possible? You imagine your fingers on the keys, you imagine the sound, but if you never touch a real piano on a real day with real mistakes, your fingers don't learn. To become a real speaker of English, you need both. You think in English, you also move your mouth in English. Thinking only English is silent English. We want living English. So, in the rest of this episode, we will create a small, simple system to train your mouth every day, even if you are shy. You don't have a speaking partner. Your life is busy. You have only 5 to 10 minutes. It is possible. You don't need a perfect situation. You only need a little time and a friendly attitude to yourself. Now, let's look at different kinds of practice for your mouth. When you train speaking, you're not always doing the same thing. Sometimes you are working on single sounds, small chunks, short sentences, and sometimes flow, speaking for 30 to 60 seconds. You don't have to master each one completely before you touch the next. You can play with all of them, but it's helpful to see the difference. You can ask yourself, am I practicing sounds? Am I practicing chunks? Am I practicing sentences? Am I practicing flow? If you never practice sounds, some words will always be difficult. If you never practice chunks, every sentence will feel heavy. If you never practice short sentences, you won't reach flow. So let's go through these one by one. First, let's talk about training sounds. For many learners, some English sounds are new. For example, sounds like th in think and 3, th in this and that, v in very and never, and r in red and right. And sometimes the difference between B and P. You probably already know which sounds are hard for you. They are the sounds that make you feel shy, or the sounds people often ask you to repeat. Here's a simple way to practice them. 1. Choose one difficult sound for 1 week. Not 10 sounds, 1 sound. 2. Find 5 to 10 easy words with that sound. For example, for the th in think. Think. 3. Thank you. Thursday. Thirsty. Then. 3. Say them slowly and clearly. You can even say them a little bigger than normal. You are teaching your tongue and your lips a new movement. 4. If you have a mirror, use it. Look at your mouth. Notice what your tongue is doing. If you do this for a few minutes every day, something interesting happens. Your mouth begins to say, this is normal now. I know this movement. Then, when you use these words in real sentences, they feel much easier. You don't need years and years to learn a new sound. You just need short, focused practice. Now, let's work on short, useful phrases, what I like to call chunks. Chunks are small groups of words that often go together, like I want to, I'd like to, Can I? Do you want? I don't know. I'm not sure. When you speak, you don't want to build every sentence from zero. That makes you slow and tired. Chunks are like ready-made bricks. You use them again and again. If your mouth knows many chunks, speaking becomes easier and faster because you only need to change one small part. For example, I want to eat. I want to sleep. I want to go home. I want to learn English. Same beginning, but different last word. To practice chunks, choose 3 to 5 useful chunks. Combine each chunk with simple verbs or nouns. Say them out loud in a relaxed way. For example, I want to learn English. I want to travel. I want to call my friend. Or, can I sit here? Can I ask a question? Can I try again? Or, I'm not sure about this word. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure, but I think yes. Here, you're not only learning vocabulary, you're teaching your mouth a rhythm, my friends. I want to. Can I? I'm not sure. You see, these are called chunks. Later, when you are in a real conversation, these phrases come out almost automatically. Now, let's work on short sentences. Good news, you don't need a long, complicated sentences to communicate well. In daily life, most people use simple sentences. For example, I started learning English 2 years ago. I work in an office near the city center. I like movies and football. I'm a little nervous, but I want to practice my English. These are not advanced sentences, but they are real, and they help you to connect with people. You can try a very simple exercise here. Think of one topic, for example, my day, or my job, or my family, or my English. Now, make 3 short sentences about that topic. For example, I choose my day. I woke up at 7. I went to work by bus. I had coffee with my colleague. Then, say these 3 sentences out loud, maybe 3 times. That's it. It sounds simple, but it trains pronunciation, rhythm, and connection between ideas. Later, you can add a 4th or 5th sentence, but 3 is a very good start. Now, let's practice flow, speaking for a little longer without stopping after every word. Flow does not mean speaking fast. Flow means staying inside the language for some seconds, letting the words continue to move. Many learners believe this is only for advanced students, but it is not true. You can train your flow even at A2 level if you keep your language simple. Here is one way to do it. Choose a very simple story from your life. Okay? For example, how I learned to cook pasta, or my first day at my job, or the last time I went to the cinema. Use only simple words and short sentences. For example, my first day at my job. Let's practice together. My first day at my job. I was very nervous. I didn't know anyone. My manager was friendly. At lunch, I talked to a colleague. At the end of the day, I felt better. Now, if you want, you can set a timer for 60 seconds and tell this story. You don't need to be perfect. You can repeat ideas. You can pause a little. The important thing is you keep going until the time finishes. At the beginning, maybe you stop after 20 seconds. That's normal. The next day, you train again. Slowly, your mouth and brain get used to moving together for longer. This is very important, my friends. Here, your goal is not perfect grammar. Your goal is movement and flow. Now, let's put everything together into a daily mouth workout. You don't need an hour. You don't even need 30 minutes. You can do a lot in 10 to 15 minutes if you are focused. Here's one example of a small routine you can follow. 1. Sound practice. For 3 minutes, choose one difficult sound. Say 5 to 10 words with the sound. Then make 3 short sentences with those words. For example, th, 3. Think, thank you. I think this is good. Thank you for the coffee. 3 people came today. You see, I chose th, I practiced 3 words, and I made 3 example sentences. 2. Chunk practice. 3 to 4 minutes. Choose 3 chunks like, I want to. Can I? I'm not sure. And then make 3 to 5 sentences with each one, using easy vocabulary. For example, I want to eat. I want to go. I want to learn English. I want to go home. I want to create a lesson. I want to record a podcast. I want to listen to Brandon. I want to do the dishes. I want to turn off the lights. I want to paint the wolves. I want to get better. I want to be a good person. I want to talk to my wife. I want to find a girlfriend. I want to find a boyfriend. You see, I choose a chunk and I use it in different simple sentences. That's how it works. 3. Short sentences and flow practice. 4 to 6 minutes. Choose one small topic. For example, my weekend or my last holiday. First, make 3 short sentences. Then try to talk for 3 to 60 seconds using those sentences, adding a few more details. Let's do it together. For example, I want to talk about my day for 30 to 60 seconds. Let's go. I woke up at 7 today. I was a little tired, so I stayed in bed for a few minutes and checked my phone. Then I got up, got dressed, and had a quick breakfast. After that, I went to work by bus. The bus was a bit crowded, but I listened to some music and tried to relax. At the end of the day, I went home and had dinner with my family. We talked about our day and watched a little TV together. It was a simple day, but it was okay. You see, this kind of routine is short clear, and realistic. You don't have to be perfect. If you do it every day or even 4 to 5 days per week, your mouth will change, not in one day, but step by step. Imagine yourself after 3 months of this. Your mouth will know English much better. Your confidence will grow. You will feel the difference when you speak. Of course, there is another big element in all of this, your emotions. Maybe you say, I'm shy. I feel stupid when I speak alone. My family will laugh at me. People will think I'm crazy. I understand. But remember, you are training a skill. When someone plays guitar at home, we don't say he's crazy. We say he's practicing. When someone runs slowly in the park, we don't say she is crazy. We say she's training. You are doing the same. You are training your mouth. If you feel shy, here are some ideas. Practice in your car. When you are alone. Practice when you walk in a quiet street. Practice in your room with the door closed. Tell your family, I'm practicing my English. Please don't make jokes. You also don't need to speak loudly. You can speak in a soft voice. The important thing is your mouth moves, your breath flows, the words come out. Be kind to yourself. You're not a robot. You are a human learning a new skill. There will be days when you feel strong and days when you feel tired. Both are normal, my friends. Let's finish with a deeper idea. Many learners think, I am a person who understands English, but I can't speak. This sentence becomes part of their identity. It feels like a fact, but it's not a fixed fact. It's just a description of this moment in your life. By training your mouth regularly, you are slowly changing that identity to I am a person who is learning to speak. I am a person who speaks a little more each week. I am a person who is not perfect, but is brave. You don't have to wait until you are fluent to think like a speaker. You can think like a speaker today by taking small actions. Every time you open your mouth and say one sentence in English, you are sending a message to your brain. This is who I am. I am someone who speaks. And your brain listens. It slowly updates the story you tell yourself about yourself. So, let's make your plan very simple and clear. Choose one difficult sound and practice it for a week. Choose a few useful chunks and say them with different words. Make 3 short sentences about your day or your life. Try to talk for 30 to 60 seconds about a small topic. Keep your practice short and realistic, 10 to 15 minutes. Be kind to yourself when you make mistakes. If you follow this, your mouth will become stronger, more flexible, and more confident. You will feel the change not only in your pronunciation, but in your whole experience of speaking. My friend, your goal of speaking English is not a far dream. It is something you can move toward every single day with small, real steps. Thank you for spending this time with me today on the Ravand English podcast. I'm proud of you for listening, for caring about your English, and for being ready to take action. Until next time, this is Brandon, wishing you a strong mouth and calm mind, and many, many small brave sentences in English.